Welcome back to the Magic Hours. I am Zoe Flowers. This is a good reading for today. So the overall theme of today is the Queen of Swords. And I thought I would do a mix of this version of the cards and then this version so you could see what it looks like in the Rider-Waite version. So the overall theme of the day is, first of all, we have that Sword of Truth here, which is a little bit harder to see in this card with what I believe is a falcon. I think that's a falcon or a hawk, which has lots of significance for me. So this could be an analytical person. This could either be you. When we have the court cards, it can either be a person who's witty or intelligent, who actually exemplifies the swords. And so that can be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius type person, since swords harkens back to the air signs. And again, we are in Gemini season. So this is having thoughts dominating feelings, having keen insight, having keen judgment, making the right decisions. And the message is now is the time to stand up for ourselves and be clear about what we want and what we need. So standing up for ourselves, being clear about what we want and what we need, again, because we have that Sword of Truth here. Now, when I asked what astrological house was being lit up, I got the number 4 again. I think I got this a couple of days ago. I don't really remember. But the 4th house has to do with the home, has to do with the family, does correlate to the mother. I thought I would, I've just been incorporating different things for you all. So I thought I would tap into one of my oldie favorites here to see what the only astrology book you'll ever need has to say about the 4th house. Home, already said that. Governs your home life in the past, the present, and the future. It indicates the kind of home you had in childhood and your relationship with parents. What you have brought into this life from your ancestors is in this domain. In the present, the house relates to the kind of home you make for yourself. Your current domestic affairs are under the influence as real estate, ownership. This house also rules over the closing years of your life, the kind of security you seek for old age. This is one of the more mystical houses in our charts because it represents what we keep protected and it's secluded from the rest of the world. It says the place you call home is both physical and emotional. All right. Physical and emotional. So we have this queen here, again, who is physical. She represents physical. She represents emotional. And so this Queen of Swords being clear and direct has to do with that 4th house, right? So it's that's what this is about. This is about the type of home we had as children, the type of home we're trying to create now, and what we need to feel secure. Now, it's interesting because what we have in the challenge position is the 9 of coins in reverse. This is what it looks like in the traditional Rider-Waite. So as you can see, this particular card resonates to the sign of Taurus and the planet Saturn. So what's interesting here, when it's in reverse, when it's in the upright, it's about making investments. When it's in the reverse, it's about not feeling good about the investments that were made, right? This is about bad investments, quote unquote. It's about business deals that have gone sour, right? It's about not finishing what we start. So going back to that Queen of Swords and that 4th house, perhaps there's some concerns about the investments that we've made, the resources that, maybe we're maybe I shouldn't have paid for that course. Maybe I went to college for the wrong thing. I have this degree and now I have all this student loan debt and I'm not even doing what I came to school for. what I went to school for. Or I've been in this job for X, Y, and Z, and I work so hard and I barely have enough to make ends meet. Now, forget about, as it said, the closing years of life, forget about any type of retirement or things, right? So this is a concern about how you have, what you've harvested with regards to tangible things. And again, this resonates to the sign of Taurus. And of course, Taurus is A1 about security. Like, that's the one thing Taurus is concerned about. So with this being in reverse, it's lots and lots of concerns about resources. So in the remedy position, we have the herb samphire, and it says adventure here. So the remedy is to go on some sort of adventure. And so I wanted to know what that meant, like what kind of adventure. But before we get into that, let's look at this samphire. It is, I was just about to ask if it's edible. So it is edible. It is found across the northern hemisphere. Some people eat young samphire raw in salads as it lends a spicy, salty pop and delightful texture. In the United States, they are most frequently called sea beans. In Brooklyn, I'm bugging. In Britain and across Europe, they're usually called samphire or sea asparagus. But in every case, they are usually for coastal people forage this, okay? And I love this. The ocean has always held our imagination and is strongly tied to change and exploration, leading to the oracle property adventure. Never far from the sea, this salty little friend reminds us of the captivating power of the ocean and the many possibilities the world offers. This card is related to the Two of Wands, which the character holds a globe in his hands, right? And so the Two of Wands, the character has the globe in their hands. There's two wands on either side. They're looking out on the ocean and they're like, where do I go now? What do I do now? It's the planning stage. And so it says here, this card represents all the wonders and opportunities the world has to offer if we're willing to go out and pursue it. Are you stuck in a rut, seeking a new challenge, or feeling stagnant? Maybe it's time to put the old behind you and strike out for something new. Perfect. So if you're stuck in this Nine of Pentacles energy, I mean, I definitely get stuck in this energy. The remedy here, what Samphire is coming to tell us is, guess what? There's so many other things. This kind of reminds me of yesterday's reading. The world has so much to offer. And for those of you who believe in quantum physics and that type of thing, and the idea that there's so many realities happening at the same time, perhaps, and what's making me think about that is because we have the Star card as one of the remedies, perhaps the message is to do some meditation. And it's almost like the Hangman, where you go up and you take that 50-foot view and you look down to see what's next. But this to me feels like some meditation. It feels like a vision quest. It feels like tapping into your divinity. Because this is a card of hope. This is a card of recognition. This is also the light at the end of the tunnel. And so maybe like doing some meditation on what the light at the end of the tunnel could look like with regards to your resources. What would rejuvenation look like with regards to your resources? Okay. Is there anything else that I want to say about this? No. So the other adventure, the adventure is an adventure of the mind, right? Oh, this is so good. This is an adventure of the mind. Remember, the fourth house was emotional and physical. It's the same thing here, right? Spiritual and physical, excuse me. It's the same thing here. We find the sea beans. We put the sea beans in our salad, and as we're eating the sea beans, we're thinking of adventure. We're calling in adventure, right? We're doing the emotion, the spiritual and the physical at the same time. We're meditating, okay? We're visioning. We're calling in the light at the end of the tunnel. And again, this is something we're doing actively. We're not just visioning and letting it go with regards to the 9 of coins. Maybe we've done that a bit too much. Maybe we've been too spiritual and have not done enough work in the material. Or maybe we've done so much work in the material and we've forgotten the spiritual, right? And so the remedy again here is to bring this together. And how do I know that? Because we have the Queen of Wands, and this is the witchy queen. However, this is a queen that also relates to the element of fire, and it's wands, and wands is action, right? So we meditate and we make moves with this Queen of Wands, right? This queen has a good business sense, but again, she is also a witchy queen. She's the witchy queen of the tarot, right? She's got the black cat here, which means she's tuned into her intuition and she's tuned into magic, her own magic. She has foresight. And so this is, again, she's kind, and this could either be you needing to show up as the Queen of Wands, or it could be, you know, this could be somebody coming in to help you. It could be, because again, this can relate, the court cards can relate to people too. So it's either you needing to step in and take these actions, take these concrete actions, things you can do, or soliciting the help from a Queen of Wands that you know that can help you along the way. Okay, that's what I have for the remedy. And then for the ancestor guidance, I have be an open channel. Again, I have this card again, and it says mediumship, ancestors, and spirits. So to me, this is in the reverse. So this feels like you've been getting many, many messages, but for whatever reason, we have protect here. Maybe with the goose, you know, maybe it makes you nervous. Maybe it makes you scared to actually tap into that witchy energy. So perhaps, again, being an open channel, maybe we're nervous about mediumship. Maybe we're nervous about connecting to spirits, working with our ancestors, particularly with the venom here in the shadow, right? This is what's lurking in the shadows. This is the archetype. And, you know, archetypes are agreed upon stereotypes, actions, characteristics of people. Okay, places, things. So we have venom here. So the archetype of the venom is showing up in the shadows. What's kind of in the subconscious mind? What's lurking in the background, right, of all of this? So it says a venom, the keywords are poison, curse, toxin. Much to our dismay, the venom is always lurking in the shadows in one form or another. Its toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycle of purification and detoxification comes so naturally that it is built into our every exhale. We breathe out carbon dioxide and the plants return it to us as oxygen. Archetypal venom is rarely remedied as easily, however, and it can come in potent forms and quantities that are deeply damaging to us and to the world. When the venom card appears, there is a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Perhaps your words have a sting of poison about them. Perhaps a relationship is slowly draining your reserves. Acknowledgement is the first step. Change is the second. The remedy will reveal itself in time, and with it, forgiveness. So that is super duper interesting here, because we already know what our remedy was, right? Our remedy is stepping into the adventure. Again, focusing on the light, focusing on meditation, and then taking the appropriate actions. And so perhaps when it talks about after a while, the appropriate actions will reveal themselves. So this feels like the first two steps of dealing with this long-term toxicity, this venom that's underneath everything, this venom that has our 9 of coins in reverse, this venom that has communicating with our ancestors and ancestral wisdom in reverse, this venom that has us feeling like we're actually not protected, right? So the message here is to do that visualization work, and then allow the the second part of the remedy, what you need to do, what action you need to take with that Queen of Wands to remedy this situation. And so what is the overall outcome of this work? So I have restlessness in reverse. So this feels like not feeling as restless, that you have to run around and do all these things. Not feeling like you're just like surviving all the time, that you're barely surviving, that you're scratching and surviving, and that you actually start to feel a sense of prosperity. You start to feel a sense of wholeness. So that is what I have for you. If you made it this far, just go ahead and put a heart in the chat for me, or the number 4 for the 4th house, and I'll see you soon. Bye.